Matsu is less than 9 kilometers from Fuzhou, China, yet nearly 180 kilometers from Taiwan's main island. As Taiwan's northernmost island group, it is often forgotten when maps are drawn.
最近海域就过量捕捞跟陆客过来抢渔场的关系啊，所以我们渔获量越来越少啊。如果说他没有渔获的时候，他就干脆顺手牵羊就把我们的淡菜割一割就回去了。
This is Chi Ruiying, who cultivates mussels in Matsu. Matsu, an island that became Taiwan's northern frontier due to war, is the only place in Taiwan where mussels are produced. On this island, filled with uncertainty as a frontline outpost, the locals use a sea-given delicacy to ease the long-standing tension of living in a military zone. Since the 1950s, these islands have been on the front lines facing communist China.
Leaving out Quemoy and Matsu, draw a line in effect, abandoning these islands to the continent.
Over the decades, the history of war has shaped these islanders' unique ways of life. They are the frontline residents.
走，要去铁板啊！啊，铁板里的猛鱼啊，将逼到塑料铁。
Chi Ruiying cultivates mussels in the water near Matsu, where China is visible to the naked eye. Before the Chinese Civil War of 1949, Matsu's 5 islands were part of 3 different counties of the Republic of China, and their residents were strangers to each other. During the war, the KMT army suffered a series of defeats, losing control of most coastal islands until they halted the communist army at Matsu. Thus, Matsu became the northernmost territory of the Republic of China, or Taiwan, far from the other islands. Since Taiwan's main island is subtropical and not suited for cultivating mussels, Matsu's mussel production has become an unexpected legacy of war.
大哥，早。
妹妹早，
早。
干嘛要买淡菜啊？
这是那个6年的吗？我上次说那个6年的。
对，就是这个。
哦，好。
The mussel farming waters of Matsu are located at the confluence of the Pacific Ocean and the mouth of the Min River in China, making them nutrient-rich and particularly flavorful. Chi Ruiying farms mussels in Siwei village on the western side of Matsu's Nangan Island. He previously worked at a military-established newspaper in Matsu before venturing into mussel farming in recent years.
我叫池瑞莹，然后我家住在福澳村，好，128号，好，然后本身是道地的马祖人，好，就是去台湾工作只有1年，然后又回马祖了。就是我在马报做了20几年，27年多大概，然后就调到交通局，交通局做了3年半，3年半以后就满50岁了。然后我自己本身有很多技能啊，比如说我有甲级电匠啊，我会开船啊，我会教人家开车啊，然后我会做导游啊，然后我家里有开民宿啊，也会捕鱼啊，然后所以技能很多，所以不怕没有饭吃。所以我就想说，哎，干脆退了算了。因为我弟弟这边需要人手帮忙嘛，那就过来帮忙。所以呢，后来因为是3年半前呢，我弟弟去捡那个海钢灰，然后被海浪冲走，就掉在海里死掉。然后我就顺便就整个接手下来，就变成我在卖淡菜、养殖淡菜这样子。
This mussel farm was formerly owned by Chi Ruiying's younger brother, Chi Hao. Chi Hao was an influential local fisherman who, with his unwavering determination, persuaded Shi Peiying, who stood beside him, to collaborate in developing and selling mussel dishes in her restaurant.
我是施佩莹，我从小在台北市、新北市这2个地方长大。那第一次来的时候，就是这边就只有一个 年轻人，然后就是池小哥，然后他那时候就默默的坐在那边敲蛋菜或是缝补渔网。那其实他是一个很温和，然后话不多，但是是一个很温暖的一个男生。一开始是没有要卖蛋菜的，后来是因为他逐渐想要跟我们介绍他引以为傲的蛋菜，包括他自己把它分级出3厘以上，然后9公分以上最大颗的蛋菜，他就是直接料理会教我们怎么吃，然后真的吃到之后，你就会觉得说，天哪，这个东西我一辈子从来没有吃过，在台湾都没有吃过。
Why do most Taiwanese people not know about the delicious mussels in Matsu? Because in the late 20th century, Matsu was under strict military control for nearly 4 decades, along with another frontline island, Kingman. Therefore, people living on the other islands in Taiwan tend to be unfamiliar with Matsu. Fishermen in Matsu were required to seek military approval before setting sail, but the authorized time often did not coincide with the ideal fishing conditions. Chi Hao, a young man born at the end of the military rule, was eager to rejuvenate Matsu through mussel farming. His goal was to make Matsu mussels the signature product of the region, reshaping Matsu's identity.
我们渔区有渔业权啊，那像这个渔区是那个啊，是池浩的啊，池浩已经死掉了嘛，我弟弟啊，池浩那个，然后这个渔区池浩，然后那个渔区是我的。
Strictly speaking, several of Matsu's islands and their surrounding waters are within China's territorial seas. However, over the years, there has been a tacit understanding between Taiwan and China that Chinese maritime police will not enforce the law within the sensitive area roughly 10 nautical miles around Matsu.
最近海域就是过量捕捞跟那个陆客过来抢渔场的关系啊，像我们渔获量越来越少啊。啊，如果说他没有渔获的时候，他就干脆顺手牵羊，就把我们的蛋菜割一割就回去了。我没有反应过啊，反应过可是我们的海巡啊，就是你的船艇没人家快了，你就无法执法了，你就抓不到他了，然后他就在你面前大摇大摆，就是一下子就开回去了。
Matsu's proximity to Fuzhou, China, results in a tightly interwoven relationship between the two peoples, despite holding different passports. Residents of both areas often cross borders for shopping and leisure. Some parts of Fuzhou have even been dubbed Matsu streets, as many Matsu residents collectively invest in real estate and become landlords in China.
我们去大陆只要22分钟就到了。然后去台湾要45分钟，然后去大陆就是它的物价比较便宜，有的人就会去大陆买一些日常用品都有可能。像我这个青蛙装也是大陆买的。至于紧张呢，也不会紧张，我们都已经跟大陆都很习惯在往来了。那有的人都在里面有买房子啊，然后在里面赚钱啊，比如说10几个人一起去买，刚好人家在一栋在预售，整条街在预售，这样子可以共同来杀价，就这样子买的房子会比较便宜。
In recent years, cross-strait relations have been tense, prompting discussions among residents about whether Matsu might come under attack from China. Just this year, China has begun breaking past tacit agreements by entering waters previously considered sensitive, attempting to further constrain Taiwan's governmental jurisdiction.
你自己可以亲身感受啊，到底是好还是不好，到底好到哪种程度，紧不紧张，我们自己最清楚啊。为什么呢？因为我们那边也有大陆朋友啊，他部队有没有调动啊，有没有干嘛啊，我们也都知道啊。因为他们也怕打仗啊，又不是只有我们怕打仗，大家都怕打仗啊。
后来才发现，马祖人他的思维逻辑其实还是来自于当地的一个生存条件，他们如何理解环境，如何理解自然，如何理解海洋等等。其实，在马祖的这个生存环境，基本上就是一个不稳定、充满变动的生存环境。在马祖工作，其实是讲求要亲身的去实践、亲身的去劳动、去动手做，才有办法改变。
In the face of such constant changes, The people of Matsu take a hands-on approach to life and tend to value actions over words.
马祖的这段经验也是让我重新去看见我自己。过往其实我自己并不是一个非常有自信的人，我看到了很多马祖的主体性，它的历史文化，包括战略位置的一个独特性。我觉得我不断的在传递这个价值，我看见了马祖的价值，但我觉得反而是在马祖的这段经验也鼓励了我，其实我也可以看见我自己的价值。
3 years after Chihao's passing, Chiraying continued to tend to his mussel farm, while Shi Peiying carried on with the refined Chihao brand mussel dishes. On October 10th, 2022, Taiwan's National Day, Shi's mussels, once a legacy of war, became a symbol of sovereignty when they were served at the National Day banquet in Taipei and presented to foreign dignitaries by President Tsai Ing-wen. Shi recounted this intriguing and exhilarating experience.
对方就是坚持不透露他是谁，然后也不透露什么场合，直到几乎是10月10号的大概前1个礼拜，我们才确定我们是要去台北宾馆，有不同的来自世界各国的外交大使，就是你可以感受到这种很国际化的一个场合。蔡英文总统说，马祖的淡菜很大颗，很好吃。非常好吃。欢迎总统，我们离岛部员欢迎登岛，欢迎我们2位总统。
The mussels from Matsu successfully made it to the national stage. The dream of the late Chihao to bring Matsu's mussels to the world is now being realized through the efforts of his brother and his close friend.
Wow! 这是
对
10号淡菜吗？
对，
超大颗的。我真的是很庆幸那时候有拍下这一张合照。我们后来就没有再跟他合照，都是一些那种侧拍。我那时候因为我好不容易研发差不多了，然后我想说我要让他在 menu 上面去纪念他。然后我要给我这个 menu 的名字要取一个油渍淡菜，要叫做什么名字？他说我那时候不知道要怎么叫，有没有？然后我请你说你这个帮我端去的时候，帮我那个
不会看看，
不会看他选。其实那种研发到一半，然后结果这一位我们在芙蓉澳，那时候是我们唯一的朋友啦。那时候你还不理我，你不理我们。
对，那时候我还跟你不熟。
你不理我们，我想说我们唯一的朋友都走了。那我们还待在这边干嘛？我那时候心情是这样。他那种坚持跟对于这种淡菜品质、高品质的这种要求，我觉得是一种想要把小哥的这个精神，不论是透过我们设计它7号椰汁啊这种油渍淡菜的这种创新料理，还是去用一种更高品质的想法去想我们芙蓉澳在地生产的淡菜，可不可以用更创新的方式把我们芙蓉澳这个品牌发扬光大，去把它这个地方活化起来。你这个是怎么越煮越好
？The scars of war and military control linger on the island of Matsu. To this day, this front line remains highly unstable, fraught with the risk of conflict. Yet the people of Matsu live their lives serenely, working diligently each day. Through generations of collective efforts, they steadily forge their own identity, reclaiming the island's distinct culture and heritage.